Hello and welcome to this recorded seminar for Hrpo 1311. This seminar is divided into three main parts. The first part is going to concentrate on finding resources using the library's databases and catalog. It'll also show you how to get the source citations from both the databases and the catalog. The next part will focus on the formatting of an MLA style paper. Then the last part will be dealing with how to get help from the library at any stage of your writing. All right, to begin, you're going to be using the Fortune Best Companies to Work For 2023. The companies are in order from high to low, and what you'll do is click on a name of a company. This will give you an overview. It gives you something about their company's culture, a little bit of word art about what it is that makes that particular company so great, maybe some pictures of life working at a particular company, and these are things you can add maybe to your paper. And then you have the best workplaces lists, and you can see where your company was in previous years. Did they move up? Did they move down? Or have they stayed the same? Once you have chosen your company, you'll come to the library's main page. Now, a word of note, when you're looking for your company, also look at having the databases open or the catalog open, because some companies are easier to find information than others. So I'm going to close this. This is the main CTC website. To get to the library, you can do a couple of things. You can come here to Academics, and then under Library, you can come down here to where it says Databases. A word of note, there is a white stripe that you're seeing right here. You have to wait for that to clear for it to stay steady. Otherwise, just scroll to the bottom of the CTC page and you'll find a link to the library and you can click on that. But for here, I can come directly to the databases, and this brings up the database pages. Now, what you're looking at are subject tabs, and the first database is going to be located here under Business and Economics. When you click on Business and Economics, that gives you a short list of databases in that particular field. The one that's the best as far as giving you information about companies is this one here, the Business Insights Global, and that's where we're going to start. Now, the first time you log on to the databases, you're going to come to this screen here, the login screen. The username and password instructions are given right here. Your username is a lowercase c followed by the first 7 digits of your CTC ID number. Your password will be your first and last initials in capital letters followed by your 6-digit birth date. So let me go ahead and log in. And this brings up the database. Now, there are some companies that are already listed here. If you're doing a company that is one of these most searched, you just click on the link and it'll take you right to it. Otherwise, what I'm going to do is type in my company's name. Now, for the purposes of this seminar, I've chosen the company McDonald's. So I'm going to type in my company's name, and you'll notice I don't have to type in a whole lot for it to bring up the name of my company. And so I just click on the link, and this brings up the company profile. And you'll notice it gives me their website, their revenue, all various information. I have a SWOT analysis, and this little chart tells me what SWOT stands for. I can read the full SWOT analysis. This is something that you will need to download to your computer or print it out. It is an embedded PDF file. A little word about the icons that you're seeing, these are going to be found in any of the Gale databases. You have a translate feature. You can increase or decrease the font size. There is something here for people who are have reading disabilities and need maybe a change of the font, the line spacing, or maybe the color of the background. There's also the ability to have the article read to you, and it will highlight the words as it goes along. It is also has the ability to download an article to an MP3 file, and I'll show you how those work. And then over here you have the ability to upload to a Google Drive, OneDrive, or you can email it to your computer, or you can email it to yourself. You can download it, you can print it out. Then explore more items like this. You can select other articles that are in keeping with it, or view other related subjects. You have the ability to get the source citation. You can email it, download it, print it, and you can get the permalink. Now the citation, when you click on that, it brings up this information that you can copy and paste into your paper. A couple of little notes here. The access date is no longer needed unless there is not a publication or copyright date available on your document. You'll notice that it gives you the information as far as the name of the database and the report that it comes from, and you'll notice that it italicizes those particular items. Now the permalink, or the link that is given here, is a generic link. Basically what you'd want to do is copy this into your paper and then come up here to the get link, and this will give you the permalink. You just copy and replace one link with the other. So that's how you get your source citations. If I go back a bit, you will notice that it gives me the ability to see the company's history, a chronology, what brands, their leadership, and historical revenue. So if these are things that are of importance, you might see in your company's profile this information, and it's very good information to use. You might also have a graph on their financial performance over time. And then you come to the company articles. You have market share rankings, you have case studies, magazine articles, market research reports, news, trade journal articles, and reference sources. Now, academic journals, magazine articles, and trade articles. The difference between those three types of articles. An academic journal article is a research paper that can be quite lengthy, anywhere from 10-15 pages all the way up to 50 to 100 pages in length. Magazine articles, these are going to be things from like Forbes, Time, Newsweek, Business Week, that sort of thing. Popular magazines that you can pick up at the newsstand. Trade journals are those articles that are written by people in the industry for people in the industry. So you might see something that is from maybe Adweek. That is specifically going to be a trade magazine. You may find it at the newsstand, but more than likely it's going to be written and subscribed to by people in the advertising industry. If you come down here a little bit, you'll notice it has them divided up. If I just want to have magazine articles, I can just click on that and it sorts it from newest to oldest. Now I can make sure that I'm getting articles that are full text, and right here there is a limiter for full text. I just click on that and it takes out anything that's not full text. I can also come here and choose the publication date. If your professor says that the information has to be within the last, say, 2-3 years, then use the custom date range. And to do that, you would just come here and click on the box and change the year from, say, 2024 to 2021. And then to activate this particular date, click on the first date of the month, and then come to the second date for your end date, and then click on the last day of the month, and then tell it to apply. And this brings you down to 26 articles that are all within that time period. If you want to make sure that you're getting material that is dealing with McDonald's, you can do one of two things. You can come here to where it says subjects, and then scroll down until you see maybe McDonald's. And there are 2 articles specifically. And so what you have are 2 very brief articles that you might find of use. What you can do is just click on the title, and it will give you the article. And it may be dealing with like who was promoted to a new position and all like that. And down here you'll notice that you do also get the source citation, and you're able to get stuff that way. If you come back here and say, okay, this was not what I was looking for, you can click on that limiter box and then maybe come up here to where it says trade journals. And so this is something that you can look at. Now, when you see something that is this long, this is 23,000 words. This is a very long article from the Long Island Business News. And so if you click on it, it will give you something like this. Now, every so often you'll see something that says byline, but you won't see an author's name up here. Ordinarily, byline will be the author, but this is an anonymous author. When you see something that says something like staff after it, then it's going to be an anonymous author, and you'll treat it as such. What's also nice is that in this article, you may find where your keywords are located, and if you do a Control F, it brings up a find box down here. And so if you want to see where your company's name appears, you'll notice that I don't have to type in a whole lot, and it will highlight where it finds my keywords. So this is something that's talking about McDonald's and something being sold to Boston from Boston Market. So apparently at one point in time, Boston Market was owned by McDonald's, and then it was sold off. And then if I come up here, let's see if the translate feature is working. Basically, when it is working, you have the ability to translate it into about 25 different languages. And translate feature is working again. And you'll notice that this is Russian. And you can complete the translation, or you can cancel it and go back to English. The decrease the font size allows you to make it very small, or you can make it very large, depending on what your reading needs are. The display functions, this allows you to change the background, or you can change the font to make it easier to read, or you can change the line, letter, or word spacing. And then when you're finished, you just click on done, and it will remember what you have set your thing to. Okay, the listen feature, if I come up here a bit, and what you'll notice is that it has highlighted the words as it is read it. Now this is something that this little feature here allows you to download the item as an MP3 file to your computer. So that is available to you. Again, you have the Google Drive and OneDrive that you can upload the article to. Word of note, please be logged into your account before you do the upload. Otherwise, it uploads to the library. You can also email it. And here's a suggestion. If you click on the email function, Sometimes, not always, there will be a third option here where you can send it as a PDF file. And what that gives you is the article the way it originally appeared in print. And the purpose of that is you can use that format then to get the page numbers that you'll use for your in-text citations. That option is not available here with this particular article, but it's always a good idea to check. But basically, if you were to email the article to yourself, you'd put in your email address as the recipient and as the sender. And then if you need to have any kind of information, you can put that into the messages and then just click on send. Again, you have the Explorer, more like this, where you can see what kind of articles are similar in nature. You also have the ability to find related subjects over here. So that's how you use the Gale databases to find material. If I come back and return to the library's database page, I'm going to come up here to the A to Z listing of databases, because Gale has something called power searching. It does not pick up the global insights, but it does pick up several other business-related databases that you can use. So if I come here and click on the Gale Power Search, what I can do is I can select from about 55, 56 different databases. I don't want to have to go through and click on all of them in order to get what I'm wanting. So I can select everything and then deselect everything. Some of the databases I might go to choose with might be the Gale General 1 file. This picks up popular literature more so than academic literature. Then I have the business. I have entrepreneurship. And then I could come down here and pick up newspapers and popular magazines. And then I can come up here and type in McDonald's. And what you'll notice is I've got a bunch of items that have popped up. And you'll notice this one here, McDonald's Corporation. If you have McDonald's, you have your company name in capital letters like this. Go ahead and click on that one because that's going to have most of your information. Okay, now this tells me I have 77,000 magazines. I don't want to have to look at 77,000 magazines. So I can come here and click on the publication date. Now with this many, what I can do is I can use the presets that are given down here. I can look at the past week, past month, or past year. And if I click on that, it will automatically reduce that down considerably. I can also say what kind of document type I want. I can say article, I can get financial reports, and I can pick and choose which ones I'm wanting. For this purpose, I'm just going to go ahead and say just articles and apply it. That brings me down a little bit more. I can also do a subject search and see if McDonald's is listed. If I don't want to scroll down through the whole list, I can just type in my company's name, and you'll see right there it says McDonald, and tell it to go. And there we go. And it looks like all of them are pretty much dealing with McDonald's. And then I can do a search within, and maybe I want to look at employees, and that brings it down even further. So I can pretty much pick and choose what I'm wanting. I can also come over here to where it says publication title, and if I want to focus in on a particular item, maybe a business magazine, or perhaps Long Island business, New Orleans business, I can pick and choose from here and say apply. And so it's very easy to narrow the focus of your search by using the limiters. And so what you can do is You can click on various things here, and again, if you're not sure where McDonald's is, you'll notice that this is in red. So this may have something that I can use. Okay, so that's how power searching will work. Now, let us go to a little something different. There is something called Films on Demand. Now, Films on Demand is a streaming video database, and it also can be used to get material. You just type in your company's name. Now, not every company will have a video, but you might have something like this: Sunday Times, Coke, McDonald's. This is apparently the slogan of "You deserve a break today" at McDonald's won a Clio Award, or was nominated for a Clio Award. And so what you might do is take a look at something like this, like McDonald's advertising. This is from Neuromarketing, Programming the Brain to Buy. So if you click on the segment title, you have the video here. You do get a citation that you can copy, and it looks like they're in the process of rebuilding their citation machine. But ordinarily, yes, you will find a citation here. One little word of note: the source citation, the URL, may be a generic Films on Demand URL. So what you'll do is just copy the source citation and then come up here and grab the URL up here, because this is going to give you the permalink. The other thing you'll notice is right here where it says search the video. You can actually search the video for various keywords. So see what happens when we type in. And you'll notice it highlights the word when it finds it. Then you also have the ability to download the transcript and have that to refer to. So that's Films on Demand. Now the library also has another video database that's very good. It's this one here, the Academic Video Online by Alexander Street. And if you click on the search button, type in McDonald's, and what you get are maybe things about people named McDonald's, and then you have what are the investment risks in McDonald's, and you also have articles dealing with McDonald's, and then you have maybe biographical things like this one here with Mr. Thompson. Mr. Thompson was at one time the CEO of the McDonald's Corporation. He started out as a fry cook at a McDonald's restaurant. He worked his way up, actually went to Hamburger U and got a bachelor's degree in hamburgerology, which basically is a bachelor's degree from the McDonald's Corporation, some of which actually the courses do translate into credit hours for bachelor's degrees from other accredited universities. And I believe he went on to get an MBA based on that. So this is something that you can use. And you'll notice it has a cite feature. And the source citation, you can choose which citation style you're wanting. And you just copy and paste this directly into your paper. And then if you want to remember it so you don't have to choose, you just click on that little box and it will remember what your citation style is. When you click on the play feature, you'll notice there's a box up here. It says transcript, and this will give you the transcript, and you're actually able to search the transcript, or you can actually copy and paste the transcript into a document and use that as a reference tool. And so this is something that you can use. So let me go ahead and close that and go ahead and come back to the library's main page. And let's go into the catalog and see what kind of information we can find there. Again, I'll just type in my company name. You'll notice I've got McDonald's showing up here. I've got McDonald's Corporation down here. So I don't have to do a whole lot of typing to get what I'm wanting. This tells me how many results I have. It allows me to choose what format I'm wanting. I can get articles, I can get ebooks or print books, and it tells me that there are 5 videos. Now, a word of note, if you click on this video, if you go into the catalog first and you click on this e-video, what you may find that you need to do is open up a new tab and go to the databases page and open up the Films on Demand database, because otherwise you may get a funny message that says log into your account. So you do need to do that step. And because of the process that I've used, where I did already open up Films on Demand, that connection is already there. So if I want to click on e-videos, I have other videos that I can choose. And then I can play the View Now. And it will play it, and I can get my source information that way. If I want to clear a filter, all I have to do is come up here in the top left corner and click on that little X. I can come and take a look at maybe what print books there are or what ebooks. I'm going to click on the print book first. And I have McDonald's behind the arches. This gives me the call number. It tells me that it's available. And up here, it has a citation feature. I can click on the select a citation style and then tell it MLA 9th, and this gives me the citation for that particular book that I can then copy and paste. Now, if I click on the book title, this will bring up the contents information. And sometimes it will give me information that I can use and tell me a little bit of what I should expect. Then something else that our catalog does do is it's a global catalog. So if you find a print book in our catalog, or you have a print book, you want to see if it's in our catalog, what you can do is you can search it and then come down here to where it says other availability and holdings, other libraries worldwide. And what this allows you to do is to see other libraries that are near your location. And you can put in a city, state, zip code, or country. So if I take out this information here and type in, say, London, and then tell it to change location, this particular book is at the Hertfordshire libraries. I can search their catalog. If I want to know where they're located, it will give me their address, their phone number, and all that information. I can also click on how far away it is in order to see the map to show me where it is located. And so I have that right there that I can use. It's a nice little feature. If I go and put in a zip code, I have the something from the city of Madison, and I can come here and say view catalog, and I can get their information from there and what the call number is and all like that. So you can use this many different ways to get a hold of print information. Now, if a print book is not going to be the way you want to go, come back up here. You can also use ebooks. Ebooks are the same sort of information that you get from a print book. The only difference is the format. One's electronic, one's in hard copy. In this case, I have Battle to Do Good. I can click on the View ebook, Ebooks can be checked out the same as print books. It's called downloading the book, and you would have it for probably about 21 days. You can also read the book online, and you can get the citation for the book by clicking on the Cite feature, and then just copy and paste this into your paper. It defaults to MLA. If you decide that you want to see what sort of material is in the book, you can actually come down here and click on one of the links for the table of contents, and you'll see this information here. And let's say I want to look at maybe environment. Okay, this tells me how many times it found that particular keyword. These little triangles tell me which chapters, and the longer this purple line is, the more information there will be. If I click on the little triangle, it tells me which pages have that keyword. And I can click on a particular page and scroll through it to see what there is that's available. The icons here at the top, you have a download feature that allows you to download the book. You have the ability to do a chapter download as a PDF file. If you see maybe a paragraph that looks good, you can use the copy feature, and it will copy probably the page. But if you just want a paragraph like this, what you would do is just highlight the information and then copy it. And you can create an electronic note card. And then you'll notice down here you have the source citation as well. What you might want to do is make a note of what page number this is on. And when you paste that into, say, a file, you can have that information for your in-text citations. You're also able to print a page or a range of pages as a PDF file, and you can also get the permalink. Now, the permalink is included in the source citation, and of course you have the citation feature right there again. So that's how you find an ebook and get the information from it. Now, let's go back to the library's main page just a bit. And how to get help from the library? Well, there are several ways of doing that. One is you can come into the library and say, I need help. If you're not able to come in, you can use this Ask a Librarian feature, and it will give you the opportunity to put in your name, email address, your course information, your location, and then a brief question. And what we'll do is we'll respond to that as soon as we see it. The turnaround time for emailed in questions is within 24 hours. If it's on a holiday or the break, we still have somebody on call that will respond to your questions. So it doesn't matter what time of day or night you submit your questions. It will be answered within 24 hours. When we're during regular business hours, it'll be a lot quicker. The only time that it hasn't ever been met, that 24-hour time limit, is if there is something that has happened, like a snowstorm, ice storm here at our end, that has taken out our power. That's usually the only time that happens. And then you just click here on Submit. You also have the ability, if you click on the Contact Us, you'll see our phone numbers, our local phone number, and our in and out of state toll-free numbers. And then if I scroll down a little bit more, you'll see that we do have a chat feature that for some reason is not activated. So, okay, the chat feature is a live chat. You will actually be chatting with a live human being and not a chat box. If you want to use your cell phone, you can text us a message at 254-400-2275. Then other ways of getting help, you have video tutorial guides. The video tutorial guides allow you to see how to go and do things. For instance, there's something here on accessing the databases, or how to make a reservation to have an appointment with a librarian. There's one here on MLA. And then you have various seminars on demand, including one for Hrpo 1311. So this is something that you can watch and have the ability to have a refresher on how to do things. Okay, on the library's main page, you have the ability to use the Writing Center resources. The Writing Center is twofold. It's a center within the library. It's a room where you can come in and type your paper, do research. You don't have to worry about checking it out or time limits. And then you have two small study rooms that can be checked out. The other aspect of the Writing Center is the research paper review. Research paper review gives you the ability to submit your papers to the library for proofreading. Now, Academic Studio has a proofreading service, and there is also Prowl that does proofreading in addition to what the library does. The difference between the library and the college's other proofreading services is, like our Ask a Librarian email feature, this is something that we monitor 24/7, 365. So days that we're closed, holidays, that sort of thing. We have somebody on call that is reviewing papers and responding to them. What you would do is send us a file, an attached file that's in Microsoft Word format, and it should be the final draft, not a rough draft, but a final draft of your paper. And you'll send it to this email address, teaching.learning@ctcd.edu. What you'll get back from the library within 24 hours will be two proofreading reports. One will run your paper through Grammarly and give you a grammar report. The second one will be a bubble comments report, where we have looked at your paper for readability, flow, logic. We look at formatting, and we look at your in-text and source citations, and we'll put little bubble comments in the margins to let you know where we think improvements or corrections need to be made. Now, if I return to the library's main page, we also have a citation resources link that you can use. And this will give you a link to the Purdue Online Writing Lab, or the OWL. The OWL is your friend, and it will give you a lot of good information for formatting of in-text citations and source citations. The library also has a quick style guide that you can use for formatting of your citations, and it gives you the layout of the paper and how things should look. Now, if I come back again to the library's main page, if at any time you have difficulty with any stage of your paper, either the writing of it, getting started doing the research, formatting, citations, that sort of thing, you can actually come here and request an appointment or a little seminar with a librarian. Sometimes there will be more than one name here. At the moment, my name is the only one available. A little caveat, my colleagues do appointments in the library only. I'm the virtual services librarian, so I give some options. So what you do is you click on a date, a time, and then tell it to continue. You'll put in your name and your email address, and then what type of appointment you want. You have your choice of in-person here at the library. If you choose to do it by the phone, the library's telephone numbers are provided. You just give us a call. They'll route your call to me. Or we can do it online with a WebEx meeting, and I'll make you the presenter. And then that way I can see what's on your screen, and it'll be like I'm working side by side. It's a virtual in-person, if you will. And then you just click here on confirm appointment. And then what happens is we both get an email that says, here is your appointment your confirmation for your appointment. And then at that time and date, we'll sit down and go through whatever your issues are that you're having. So that's how you do getting help from the library. Now let's take a look at the paper itself. Now I have a little mock-up here of a paper. It's in a rough format. And one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to change the font to Times New Roman size 12. So I'm going to do a Control A that says highlight the whole paper. I'm going to do a right mouse click, come here to font. And then up here in the font box, I'm just going to type in the first few letters in order to bring up Times New Roman. I want a regular font, and I want it to be size 12. And I want this to be the default font for my entire paper. So I'm just going to click Set as Default, this document only, and say OK. That changes everything to Times New Roman size 12. The other thing I need to do is to come here and make this double spaced. And I want to first let me go and make sure that I am getting this correct. All right, I'm going to highlight just this bit here. There we go. And I'm going to come down and do a paragraph. I'm going to say line spacing is double and say OK. And that puts everything in double space. Now, the other thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to come down here to my works cited. And works cited is always on its own page. And it's centered. And even if you've got only one source, this is still works, plural. But my works cited page, the sources need to be in what's called a hanging indented paragraph format. So I can just highlight all of my sources, come down here to paragraph, and then in the center here there's something called special. I can say hanging. And what that will do is it will indent the second and third lines of my in-text citation so that this is taken care of. And then my paper, the first line of each new paragraph needs to be indented 1/2 inch in. What I can do is I can come up here and do a right mouse click, come here to paragraph, and under special I can say first line, and that will do my indentions for me. Now the title of the paper should be centered. It is not bolded, it's not underlined, but there you go. I have that, and you'll put your name, your professor's name, the course name or number, and then the date. And it's always in day, month, year format. And you'll notice that I have in-text citations already. Basically, anytime you have material that is paraphrased, summarized, or quoted, you need to show where you got your information from. And you'll put an in-text citation. Now, when you have a title of something, you only need maybe the first 1 to 3 words of the title if you don't have an author. And in some cases, you'll notice here that this was an article called Global Franchising. And so I don't have to give a whole bit there. If I have something like this, you'll notice that this right here has McDonald's, and it has something in square brackets, notable. Well, that notable should actually be italicized. And then you'll notice I've got some other ones. Now, why do I have square brackets on this particular one? Well, it's because down here, if you come, you'll notice that I have a whole bunch of McDonald's Corporation. Some are Global News Direct, notable corporations. So anything that, when I have very similar titles of articles, what I will do is I will use the first 1 to 3 words of the report or the source that I used. And so you'll see sprinkled throughout this paper, you will see these little square brackets. Now, something else I'll point out is when you have, say, an author of a book, you only have the author's last name and then the page numbers. And if you're citing material that appeared on 2 different pages, then you just put a comma between those pages. But if you're using the same source within the same paragraph and there isn't anything in between them of an intervening source, then all you really need to put in there is what page number that came from. And so you have that. And I don't like orphans, so I'm going to put that down here. Now, this particular paper also has a chart. And you'll notice where it says see figure 1. The figure for the chart is right below it. And then right below the chart is the title of that chart from the source. And that acts in a way as an in-text citation. You can actually put the full source there, but this is something that you would just put like this. And this tells you where that is coming from. And we seem to have a little bit of a oops. There we go. So that is how you format an MLA style paper. And now the page number and header. A lot of people have difficulty with that. So you just come here and click on Insert, come to Header, choose the first blank, and then come over here to where it says Page Number, Top of Page, and choose the third option. That puts the page number at the right margin. And then I'll just type in, this would be where you would type in your last name. And then hit the space bar once. And you'll notice that the font is Times New Roman size 12. If I close the header, you'll notice that my pagination follows. That's how you complete and do an MLA style paper. Now you'll notice too, I have some items here that are bolded, and these should actually be flush. These are what are known as section headers, and what they do is they help divide up your paper into sections so that it's easy for your reader to follow the information that you're doing. So these are what are known as level 2 headers, I believe. And you'll notice here, I just go like that, and I've got an extra line, and just take out extra spaces as you go along. And there you go. There is a completely formatted MLA style paper. And it only will take a few minutes to do it once you have all your sources. Now then, if you are watching this seminar as a substitute for a live virtual seminar, you will need to send an email to the virtual librarian at ctcd.edu and take the post-seminar survey. You will not get credit for attending if you do not take that post-seminar survey. That information will be sent to your professor to verify your attendance and to show how well you did. The email address that you will make that request, you'll just hit reply to the original request that you will make for the recorded seminar, and your professor will have that information too. So that is how you format a paper and find resources, and we look forward to seeing your papers.